Hello YouTube. I'm going to be doing a review today on the Molotow ONE4ALL One-for-All markers. I've had these for a few months now. I actually got them in the shipment in my last video that bombing sauce. I'm gonna try from my camera. It's very close to me. I'm gonna try not to get a bunch of static, but it's probably gonna happen, so I really don't know what to do. I have a piece of crap camera, so I'm just gonna have to make do with what I have. Okay, so let's go with the specs on these markers. Let me just get a random one out. So as you can see, Molotow ONE4ALL One-for-All right there, and HS is high solid and it's premium paint. They are made in Germany, and these are very good markers. They are refillable. You can replace the nib or tip. If you don't know what that means, it's that bit. And they are really good and opaque. They have a special system called capillary flow. It's capillary something. I'm pretty sure you can find it on their website. That's supposed to be superior to everything else in my experience. Oh no, tripod! Don't freak out. Technical difficulties. Don't get out on me. Okay, there. No, still falling. Okay, let's just get that as close to level as possible. Sorry about that. So yeah, and what was I saying? I can't remember. I'll go on to my next point. They are 2 millimeters. And in relation to my finger, that's about how big it is. Go ahead and see how much of a dot it'll make. So yeah, and I'm going to compare that Deku markers. Compare the nib size. So yeah, considerably smaller, which is a good thing. Allows for more room for detail with a smaller space. This is very second rate to these. These are the best markers I've ever used. I definitely recommend them. They aren't good for tagging and bombing. I know people are probably going to say every marker is good for tagging and stuff. Well, yes, that's true, but you could probably destroy the nib and it just mess it up. And these are more like canvas markers, black book sessions, stuff like that, which they're the best at what they do for that in that aspect. And the Molotow does make masterpiece markers, which are used for tagging, and they're like, I don't know, I haven't bought one, but from what I've seen, they have circular thing about that big. Well, you can get in different sizes, but anyway, and those are good for tagging, but these are not specifically designed for that. And these are very, very opaque markers. I've had no problem covering up the white. Let me just say this white is the best white ink I've ever used. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Sorry, I had to go for a second. This white is the best white ink I've ever used. I'm going to try to... Will it focus? Nope. Camera won't focus, sorry. Yeah, it's called Signal White. It will cover over anything. I didn't buy a Deku White, but I bought some off-brand of Deku called Painters. I don't know if that's a brand or not. I think that it's not the Elmer ones. It's some other. What's the official name? Let me look at one. It's called Paint Marker by Treehouse Studio. And so yeah, I have those markers are crap. Don't buy them. So back to what I was saying. I have a white one of those, and it does not cover worth a crap. No matter how much I shake it and shake it and pump it, it will just pick up the color and tint it. Which I guess the only thing I could think of a use for that marker is to get the ink out and mix it with some other. If I want to make my own concoction of ink, which I'm probably not going to do, but yeah. So this is the best white, excuse me, that I've ever. It covers seamlessly over black. You don't have to go over it twice, just one stroke, and it goes and it covers whatever's under it right up, and it's very opaque and it flows nice. Yeah, these markers flow very nicely. I have two complaints, purple dot, about these markers, and they are slight. Well, the first one's kind of big. Okay, so if you order the tryout kit, no, not the tryout kit, the main kit, there are two of them, and one of them has like 20-something, the other, they have the same number, but they each both come with, oh crap, I'm gonna look like an idiot. I'm trying to make a little noise, because if I shake this thing around, I've noticed on the camera it makes very loud, staticky sound, and I know from watching videos of myself as a viewer, it's very annoying. So, like I said, these are 2mm or 1mm markers, so both of the main kits come with a black, yeah, there's no name for it. Oh, my sticker must have come off. It's called Signal Black. Oh yeah, another good thing is that these, previously, in the past, they didn't have labels on it, and that was the problem with people refilling colors, because if you had two shades that were the same, you put in the wrong marker, create a new color, and it messes it up. So now they have little stickers. It's got the number, and it says it in German and in English. Thank goodness. I can't read German. And so, yeah, and that allows to know which ones you want to refill and stuff. It sounds like, oh, that's a pretty basic feature, but yeah, I've heard of people who put the wrong ones in the wrong marker, and they had to basically waste all that ink. And so, yeah, yeah, the numbers, the reason why it's got that is because, let's look at this one. This is 096. It's called Mr. Green, and these correspond with the Belton spray paint colors. So, say you're doing a canvas and you're doing detail work with that color, and you had like black or something around your letters, and that was like your highlight color. Excuse me again. And you wanted the background of the canvas to be the same color that you were doing the highlight in. Well, with these, you can go buy whatever spray paint can you so desire, because Belton, I've heard, is the best spray paint. I've actually got a can. I haven't used it yet, but I plan on using it sometime in the near future, but that's beside the point anyway. So you can correspond the ink with the actual spray paint. But unfortunately, the one color I do have isn't any of these. And if you, I forgot to say this case thing, it comes with the main kits, which are the big jumbo packs of like 20 colors. And so it like screws on like that. I don't want to do it. Well, I guess I could. It'll make a loud noise on my camera, which is annoying, but I'll try to be quiet. So yeah, you get the point. So it's a nice little case, and you can put all your markers in it. I think it's supposed to be like this, it's the M, but I like my markers to be facing up, and rather than put them in this, I just leave it in that, because this has a base, and this goes over easily, and that's, I don't know why, that's just me, I put that. So anyway, back to my point. So, both main kits come with these black and signal white, or signal black and signal white, and the 2mm. Alright. Oh, I wasn't looking. And now I've got a nice ring of black. Cool. Oh, let's see if I can clean that off. Yeah, that'll come straight off. I'll do that later when I'm done with this video. And black and white, and the extra fine tip. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see, but that's how big it is. Cough. Must have cold or something. Cough. So anyway, both of them come with these four. So my two complaints that I have about these markers. Number one, this is a big complaint. These extra fine markers clog. They're very prone to clogging due to, you know, all that paint coming out of a small tip. I understand, but it's very annoying. So both these have clogged on me, right? After a few uses, I can kind of say it was my fault because I'd watched videos and said, if you don't want them to clog, take a small, it's actually Q-ill, K-Y-U 1-L-L, all caps. His channel on YouTube, you should check him out, he's really good. He had this problem with his, like most people have, and he contacted someone, and they got in touch with actually Molotow, the company themselves, and they said the way to stop this is to take a small, very small, moist, like a wet sponge, and put it in your tip, so that way it keeps the tip moist. So, and they only dry out these tips on when you're using it on paper or stickers. So on canvas, I've used them on canvas, they were fine. I've heard the word that on canvas it doesn't really have that problem, so it's just on paper and other stuff. And so yeah, these clog. I was actually able to unclog my black one, haven't unclogged my white one yet. I tried, and I may just, from where the nibs are replaceable, I may just have to break down and spend my money again, be economical and spend money and buy a replacement nib. But what I did to fix it was, you see that metal thing? From where you can pull this out, there's like the tip of the other one is like that long behind it. That's regular size, but then it gets smaller and that fits onto it. So you can take this metal thing off. So what I did is I took the metal thing off, and at first I stuck them wow, excuse me again, and I put them in paint thinner. That didn't do crap. So, and this is water-based ink, and so I searched around on the internet, couldn't really find much. There's definitely no video on YouTube of anyone doing it, at least not that I could find. I searched, and so I took so then after I tried the paint thinner, that was a dud. I took the metal thing off again, and put both the metal thing and the other part of the nib, the back part, and whenever you take it off you'll be able to see. And I stuck it in some warm water and let it soak, and then cleaned it all out, got all the paint, put it in. At first it didn't work for a bit because paint was just dripping down the sides there. Can't really see, but see that black spot right there is oozing down the metal and not going to the tip. So I used it kind of like a quill type thing, like I'd make a pile of black ink and then dip my thing and then do on my piece whatever I was working on. So I did that for like 10 minutes and then it started working again. So hallelujah, this one works. This one I tried the same thing, hasn't worked yet. So yeah, so stick it in warm water, it should work. I've had a 50-50 chance, but I think I may have let actual paint dry on the nib of the white one. That's why it won't flow through. So yeah, complaint number 2. Dose. If you use these on thin paper, it will, if you go over a place while it's still wet, obviously, like you're going, painting, and if you keep going the same spot after like 5 seconds, it will, the marker will, from where the paper is wet, it'll actually pick up and scrape off like the fibers from the paper, and so then it'll be white, it'll be coloring, and then the last stroke you'll be able to tell when it starts doing it, it'll be like a white bit in the middle of the stroke. And so you'll keep trying to cover over it, and what's actually happening is it's digging at the fibers in the paper. So if you're going to use these on paper, make sure it's thick, heavy paper that's durable. And those are my only complaints. The opacity, everything is great, the flow is great. I'd give these markers a 5 out of 5. They're the best on the market. And if you're serious about wanting to do graffiti, or you could use them for other stuff, I guess, but they're designed for graffiti. These are the best markers you can buy for canvas and black book and stuff. Now, bombing and tagging, that's another deal. These aren't, I can't remember if I said this already, they aren't like designed for tagging or bombing. I mean, yes, you can do it, obviously, it's possible, but they aren't built for it. I mean, you could do it, but you may destroy the nib, or that's probably what will happen. The nib will wear out if you use it on like picky brick or something. So, but Molotow does make bomber markers for bombing, and I know one of them is called the Masterpiece. It's a big circular tip. It's giant. You can get one that's huge. That's freaking a few inches, which is too big in my opinion. But yeah, and so if you're using these and you've already experimented with them and you know what you're doing, that's the next step. Or you could go the route of Prismacolor, which this is like alcohol-based ink. It's not paint. It's not a paint marker, so it doesn't feel the same. And if you try to use it in combination with it, I think I tried, and this won't cover over squat with this, because this is these things actually, and these are actual paint markers. It's opaque paint. This is oil-based, by the way. That's water, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's water. Yeah, it's water. And so yeah, so if you go this route for graffiti, which artists do, guy that I watched, like I said before, Q-Ill, I know he's got these, he's got everything, and so if you want to go this route, sorry I'm going off on a tangent, but the Prismacolors, you can go these or Copics, and that's C-O-P-I-C, pretty sure, Copic markers. And Copics are way better than these because they're refillable and have all that other stuff with them. So yeah. So yep, that's my review of the Molotow ONE4ALL One for All high solid markers. Is there anything I forgot? Oh. These Deku colors, I would recommend if you're just getting into graffiti or whatever you need these for, and doing artistic stuff with them. These are good. These are good entry levels. I use these for several months, like 6 months, right? So I did a few pieces and found out what I was doing. I did like, let me count, I'll just say 10 pieces with these, And so then I knew that, you know, if you are just getting into stuff, I would not, I mean, it's your money. I wouldn't recommend, unless you know that you're gonna, you know, actually use them, and it's not just gonna be some hobby that you try to pick up and then you're like, oh, weird sound effect, sorry, and then you just, you know, give up and quit. That would be a waste of $80 for these. So, well, these are cheaper. There's a reason why they're cheaper. There's a reason why these are more expensive, because they're way better. But so, if you're just getting started, I would say, or you can use these Dekus. You can Elmer's painters. You can use colored pencil. You can go Sharpie. Get a bunch of colored Sharpies. Yeah, for graffiti, anything like that. Really don't need paint markers. I personally like them. I mean, they've got actual paint, so it's a different look to it whenever it gets on the page. But I've seen some colored pencil pieces and like battle videos and that look freaking sick and amazing. So you don't have to get paint. I don't know why I'm saying this, because if someone's watching a review on this, they're probably looking to get paint markers. So yeah, so that was my review. Thank you guys for watching, listening to me go on. And so those two things are the only two bad things I've found out about this marker, because everything's replaceable, and you can actually, I don't know if I said this, order one of these, but it will be empty. You can fill it with your own ink if you want to. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to me, and yeah.